Mitch here, and as you can see, I got the pretty much done putting together my AMD Ryzen 3800X running at 39 gigahertz, 3900 gigahertz, 3.9. It wasn't too bad putting this together. I just took my time. The only trouble was figuring out how to hook up the RGB fans, because there is absolutely no information on the Cooler Master. That's what the case I'm using, or on their website whatsoever. Nothing. I had to find some people that wrote about it, or there's a guy, I forget his name, on YouTube. We need to give him credit, but he's the only one that did a video on this, so he made it pretty easy to understand, but I was making it more complicated than it really was. But this Cooler Master H500 comes with those two big fans there, 200 millimeter fans and a 120 in the back, but the one in the back is not RGB, but the CPU fan is the heatsink. The fan on the heatsink, obviously that's RGB. The motherboard, and I didn't know the graphics card was. It's an EVGA GeForce 2070, not the Super. But it looks like I'm going to have to get RGB RAM, because I was trying to save a little bit of money, but it was like $40 more. I should have got it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. This is a great airflow case because it's mesh. It's all mesh in front there. I do have a choice of putting an acrylic top on it, clear, which came with the case. That's pretty cool. But the bad thing about Cooler Master, they just don't give you nothing. I mean, there's a manual on how the case was put together, but nothing on the RGB connections, which really is not difficult. It came with a controller, so you could have got the colors working without connected to the board, but my motherboard, being a new motherboard, it's got two RGB headers, two 12 volt RGB headers, and you just connect it to that. And then the fan, it has a splitter to connects to, so you can use one fan connection. Using the two fans connects to a single splitter, so it can connect to one. You're only using up one chassis fan on the motherboard. And that's it. And I'm going to try this software. This Asus, it's an Asus motherboard. What is the name of it? It's a X570 Tough Gaming Plus, and they have software that you can control you can make it do the different colors and stuff like that. Here's the BIOS, and that's my Samsung drive I got. It's a Samsung 970 Evo solid state. I'll put Windows on it tomorrow. I'm too tired, because I've been taking my time doing this. And I got to do some cable management. But it came out really, really good. I mean, now with this board, it has a 12 pin and an 8 pin. Or I forgot already. Or 8 pin and a 4 pin for the ATX CPU connection. Everybody's saying you don't need, if you're not going to overclock, you don't need the 4 pin. I think it's 8 and a 4. And I hooked them both up. And so the guy at Micro Center where I both parts said you should probably, if it has a connection, connect it up. But everybody online says you don't need, if you're not overclocking, just use the 8 pin. You don't need the 4, the extra 4. But I did. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. So I can't wait to get Windows on here. And I do know the BIOS, the RAM settings. I got 3200 speed RAM, and I wanted 36. They didn't have it. They had it in the RGB, but they didn't have it in the 3200, the non-RGB, because I didn't want RGB. But anyway, I was having trouble recording it with the other computer. I was trying to do a video with the OBS, but my Logitech C910 kept on crashing. And I'm using my phone here. It's not the best camera. It's got that shake in there. But, you see what I'm doing. And my other car, my good cameras need charging. My HD cam. But there is the gentleman's name, and I need to get it right. I'm recording it over top of this because the audio wasn't real good. But I'll put the guy's name in the comments. But overall, I'm really satisfied with this, the way this came out. We'll see how it is in Windows once I get that up. But so this is it. It's a Asus X570. Tough Gaming Plus. I can't remember that name. I've done put all the boxes away. And it was like a recommended board. It's not a real high end. I mean, it's a newer board, but to me, it's real high end. So I'm pretty excited. And I got a high end graphics card in here, and like I said, I wanted to be able to do try to do some sophisticated video editing in DaVinci Resolve. See if I can learn Fusion, which is not easy by any chance. But you see, it has a shroud over top of that, the power supply, which is a Corsair XM750, something like that. Real quiet. Everything's quiet. Even the CPU fan, I mean, the heatsink, you can turn it, the CPU fan, you can turn it to high or low. I got it on high. But of course, I don't have any load on it. I'm still in the BIOS. So I'll get that situated tomorrow night. But the case is great. I mean, there's a couple little weird things, but other than that, like getting that shroud back on there was kind of difficult. I don't know why. Just getting it lined up. It's just what thumb screw in the back. I couldn't get it lined up. I finally did. But, it's nice looking. Great airflow. It's definitely, if you want to overclock, which I'm not so sure this board's going to be great for overclocking. There's my old one. That's what it's replacing. And, that's an old Intel i7 from like 7 years ago. Now this competes with the Intel i9 9900. And actually this CPU will beat it out in some, benchmarks. Not in everything. I think, Intel still has, they lead on single core stuff where this AMD processor might beat it in a lot of things in multi-threading. So this has 8 cores and 16 threads. So I'm coming from my old CPU. Intel was like, I think 4 cores and 4 threads. And then, I'm really stoked. So, all right, I'm going to end this, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving for those who celebrate it. And we shall see you tomorrow.